Aaron Judge is unhappy with the New York Yankees and will stick in New York with Jacob DeGrom. Will he go to the Blue Jays? We'll find out. And Alek Manoah named a finalist for AL Pitcher of the Year. All that and much more on Jays Digest. What's up, Jays fans? I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, alongside co-host Nick Gosse. Not We're sticking a little bit in the New York area today, but before we get into the video, I just want to mention that a lot of you that have been watching are not subscribed. Even though that number is going down, only 90.8% of you are not subscribed that are watching these videos. That number's still got to keep trending downwards. So if you are watching this video, make sure to tap that subscribe button. It really means the world to Nick and I, and this journey has just been unbelievable so far.
Yeah, we've been growing steadily even in the slow time of the off season. We're on the road to 1K. We're getting there quickly. When we recorded last video, we weren't even at 600, and now we're well on our way to 700. So just hit the subscribe button if you feel inclined. And Peter, we have some news today to break down.
We
So
do.
let's just get into it. We'll start with Judge unhappy with the Yankees. So this happened well, I guess really once the Yankees got eliminated, but essentially he has not made any sort of commitment towards re-signing with the Yankees, which from the Yankees perspective is really not what you want to see. I'll pop up the report here that I got. This is from Jeff Passan on a podcast, I believe. He said nobody in the Yankees organization really has a great sense of what he's going to do. The Yankees are in a bit of a bad position if they do, bad position if they don't. But if they don't, they're a lot more, I guess, screwed. I don't have a great sense on the timeline at this point. So that is not what you want to hear as a Yankees fan, but as a Jays fan, which we'll delve into a little bit, it is what you want to hear. Do you have any thoughts on what Jeff Passan just said there?
Well, it's tough to say because their season just ended and it ended pretty abruptly at the hands of the Houston Astros. They got swept, they got dominated in all four games, and they didn't really have a chance. And Aaron Judge, I mean, he was getting booed at home. He didn't have the greatest postseason, but he had a historic regular season and not much talent around him. So I don't know. The Yankee fans are just a different breed. You know, they always boo players. They even booed Roger Maris when he broke the record because they wanted Babe Ruth to break the record. You know, so
Yeah.
that's just the type of fan base they are. I think it's like a love hate relationship. You know, like they're the best fans in the world at times, and then they're the worst fans. But I think Aaron Judge likes that. I think he'll want to stay. But one thing that really stood out to me, it's not in this Jeff Passan report, but it's the San Francisco Giants. They said they will not be outbid
Yep.
for Aaron Judge. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I saw that as well. That's interesting to me. The Giants have been. I feel like their name comes up every offseason about these big offseason moves. They sometimes get them done, sometimes not. But I don't know. You know, the Yankees are pretty big spenders themselves. And I don't know if it's going to come down to money as much in the sense of everyone who has the budget is going to give Judge a ton of money. I think it's going to come down to where he ends up wanting to sign more so than a budget thing. I can't see the Yankees getting outspent to the point where like it's not worth it. So I don't know. It's a weird situation. I don't know if he resigns with the Yankees, but the Blue Jays though is kind of what I'm curious
I don't
about.
know.
I doubt it, but
I
it's
would love to
possible.
see it. I would love to see it, but I would also love to see him go to the Giants and
Yeah,
play against the Dodgers and just crush their dreams even more. That's what I would want to see as a baseball fan, but as a Blue Jays fan, I mean, how could you not want him at the Rogers Center?
he's unreal. He's like the one of the main players in the Yankees I actually like. There's not many of them, but he's one of them. It's going to be very interesting offseason. At the end of the day, I'd say he resigns with the Yankees, but I don't know how,
I think so too.
as a Yankees fan base, you boo the guy who, without him, you wouldn't even be near the playoffs. So I don't know.
I'm telling you, man, they're a different breed. They're just built different in New York, man. Like they don't care. They don't care what you do. It's what have you done for me lately? And Aaron Judge didn't have the greatest postseason. Let's call it what it is. But still had a historic year and should be appreciated by not just Yankee fans, all of baseball.
Yeah, and we'll be keeping a close eye on it as the Jays, if they get involved, I don't know. But speaking of Jays getting involved, DeGrom unlikely going to the Jays. According to there was a Bleacher Report article that essentially broke down the from in order from I guess most likely to least likely destinations of all 30 teams, and see here that DeGrom ranked 18th out of 30, meaning, and this was in the section of unlikely. So basically, it says DeGrom in Canada is a fun idea, and the fight here is, or the fit here is slightly better than in Seattle on account of how the Blue Jays rotation doesn't go quite as deep. Trouble is, they're already slated to spend more in 2023 than they did in 2022, and the Seattle reference is because they were just slightly before the Blue Jays in the article. But what are your thoughts on I guess the whole DeGrom thing? And I don't know if I agree with the pop it up one more time with they're already slated to spend more. I don't think that's going to stop them in a DeGrom push if they choose to go that alley. I think it would be maybe DeGrom not wanting to come.
It's a great idea. It's a very fun idea to think about him and Alek Manoah as a 1-2. But this might be a hot take. I honestly don't think I want him. I don't think I want him because he can't stay healthy and he throws too hard for his own good. His stuff is too nasty for his own good. And I saw some people floating ideas out there that he should be a bullpen arm and that he should be an 8, 9 inning um, reliever. I don't agree with that, but guy hasn't been able to stay healthy in the past few years. He had a couple of unbelievable seasons, but if the Blue Jays, they tend to not be the highest spending team, and I mean, I don't really understand it. They could be,
Yeah.
but if you get a guy like DeGrom, you got to pay him 35, 40
Oh,
million
yeah.
dollars a year, and if he can only play half a season for you, then you're really handcuffing yourself financially.
I think I agree with you in the sense. I think Verlander would be. I had a video about this the other day. Would be a better option, and I think he would be a more likely option than Degrom. But at the same time, Degrom is like the best pitcher of our generation, best starting
Of
pitcher,
course,
and
of course.
he's had several. He's had well every season he's pitched has been like great. But I agree, the health at this point of his career is getting a bit scary. Now there will be a team who spends 40 million a year on him, and there's a chance that it works out. And realistically, like if the Jays, let's hypothetically say the Jays ended up doing it, and he got injured or whatever, I would still be fine with it. I mean, you take the risk and the reward, but I agree that is it going to happen? Probably not. And the number one team on the list, by the way, was the Mets. So I would say he
Mhm.
returns. But the Dodgers was a close second, Padres third. So I would kind
I
of
mean,
agree with that. But
yeah, I say it now. I say that I wouldn't want him now, but if I see him at the Rogers Center lacing up his cleats
yeah,
for a start and he's on the bump, I'm gonna be fired up as anyone. I don't know. I think considering like the Jays situation and that yeah, even if they get DeGrom, uh, can he give you more than 150 innings? I don't know, and you need him. You need him come playoff time, and he just hasn't shown that he can stay healthy over a full 162, despite how great he is.
yeah, I would agree. I think the money for that high might be better off spent elsewhere on a different pitcher. Like I mean, a Verlander if he wants to come, but even just some other pitchers.
Not necessarily even a Verlander, but like a couple of quality like starters. You can get two $15 million starters that will really help out your rotation and not have some question marks at the end of the season, not have to have a bullpen day at the end of the year, just stuff like that. You have the talent, you need depth right now, and you need guys that are going to produce. You can't have holes on a championship roster.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I would also think though, if the Jays really want to win the World Series, they might need one more star pitcher. But in the same time, Barrios, if he turns into what he should be, then it could work out. But we'll see. I would tend to agree, and we'll have tons more videos about that. But yeah, that's we'll have more videos on that soon. But let's just get into the final topic here, which is a bit of a fun one, a bit of a less, I guess, controversial one. Which is Manoah named Player Choice Award finalist. So this came out a couple of days ago, and man, what a season for Manoah. We haven't really spoken about it too much since the devastating collapse of the Blue Jays, but he was named the Manoah, obviously finalist for MLB Player Choice Award. And there was a little piece done up here. Manoah, who recently wrapped up his second big league season, was one of three players in contention for the American League Outstanding Pitcher Award. Astros ace Justin Verlander and White Sox ace Dylan Cease are finalists. Two pitchers who are phenomenal. I don't know if Manoah will outdo Verlander, I guess, or Cease for that matter, but the fact that he was named a finalist is dope.
Mm-hmm. for sure. And we know what he can do. We watch him every day, every time he's out there on the mound. He's just he loves baseball. He loves pitching, and he's just electric out there on that mound. And he shows it every single time he's out there. He gives you a chance to win. It's just everything the Blue Jays could have hoped for and more. And I couldn't be happier that he's playing in Toronto, and I hope they lock him down for the future.
Yeah, I think he is I think he's gonna be a staple of the Jays team, and if they do win a World Series with this core, he will be, I think, the key reason. I don't think there's no world where they trade Manoah. There's no world where they don't re-sign him for however much money he wants. I mean, the fact that he had minimal minor league experience, he's obviously a college pitcher. Um, they brought him up early, and he has literally dominated ever since he came up, and there's no signs of that stopping. I could see him improving even more. I could see him having a sub-2 ERA next year. Not to put any crazy expectations, but he just seems that good to me.
You could tell he was different after his first start at Yankee
Yeah,
Stadium. I mean, he
yeah,
he went in there, he rolled into Yankee Stadium, historic ballpark against a loaded team, and he just carved them up. 7 innings. He said, "Good morning, good afternoon, good night" to
yeah,
all of them, and he was unreal all season long, and he showed that he can be reliable. He threw over 200 innings this season. Like that, he's a workhorse. He does it all.
yeah. We without him, we wouldn't have made the playoffs last year, and without him next year, I don't know where we'd be. So let's hope for good health with him, and hopefully he wins the award again. Verlander had an unbelievable year. Cease also had an unbelievable year, but we'll see. We'll see if he actually wins it.
And hopefully you guys are still here watching this video. Want to thank you once again for making it this far. And we just want to remind you that we are on the road to 1K subscribers. So we'll pull the graphic up one more time before we sign off. This journey has just been unbelievable, Nick. It's been so much fun. And I'm really thankful that we're able to do this every single day and just do what we love to do, talk Jays.
Yeah, support's been unreal. The subscriber count is just keeps climbing. So keep leaving comments. I saw a couple comments in the last video leaving feedback for video ideas, and we will be doing those and taking all those into account. We might have some new video series coming up soon. So just keep an eye as the off season starts to get underway, and there'll probably be a bit of a down point for the off season after the World Series. But that does not mean there's going to be a downturn for the content. We're still doing daily until the season starts. So thank you guys for all the support.
Exactly. And when things start to get slow in the off season, we'll ramp it up for you guys. So thanks. Peace.
Peace.